Every day, hundreds cross over the covered bridge, unknowingly walking past clues to a history just as rich as Vale's. A history that's literally in the valley's backyard. It was over 60 years ago that the Army constructed a camp during World War II that would train the 10th Mountain Division. The camp was Camp Hale.
The camp had a capacity of 18,000 people. To put it in context, in 1943, if it was a city, it would have been the fourth largest city in the state. Denver, Colorado Springs, Pueblo, and Camp Hale.
It was just a big series of barracks, and then of course it had all the facilities that go along with the city, including hospital and you know, all the things, including gymnasiums, auditorium. Bob Hope even came there while we were there.
It was right on a railroad line, so all the materiel which would be needed to sustain a unit like that and build a camp like that was on a railroad, so there was transportation accessibility, and it was excellent for training in the high country.
I got to learn the Army way of skiing, and then went back to my company, and then there was about 4 of us that were ski instructors from our company that were made ski instructors, and we were assigned to a particular squad, and so I taught the squad that I had to ski. Most of them had never skied before, so it was quite an experience, and great fun because you got to ski.
But it wasn't all fun at Camp Hale. Men not only had to adapt to the freezing cold temperatures, but they also had to adapt to the high altitude.
It was 30 below every morning, and here we are out there trying to survive. Fortunately, we had the equipment, sleeping bags that helped, and we learned to get into the snow to sleep, and by building snow caves or even igloos. If we didn't have time to do anything else, we'd stomp a hole in the snow till we got down waist deep or so, then sit in the bottom of the hole and drive our feet into the snow wall and get a hole in there about up to your chest. And that's where you'd crawl in with your sleeping bag overnight. And the snow is the insulation factor that allows you to survive in that environment without any external heat.
In the training, one of the things every morning you get up and do calisthenics, and early, and I might add. You do calisthenics and do a run down the street. Well, you could, or at least in my case, after completing about 1 block, you were gasping for air because I'd come from the sea level, and I didn't realize that it would be that much difference. So it took quite a little while to get used to the altitude.
Aside from Mother Nature, there was also one other element that made life at Camp Hale almost unbearable.
We burned coal in our barracks, and the trains going up over Tennessee Pass had to have several engines in order to pull that 2% grade, and they burned coal. So we had a pall of pollution, really, in the valley, and the men would cough up spumen, and the cough we had, we called it the Pando hack.
I ended up with a Pando hack in about May, and ended up in the hospital because I couldn't talk any more than just a slight whisper. Well, you can't do much in the Army if you can't talk. So they sent me to the hospital. And the best part of the hospital was the cough syrup was bourbon and honey. So that was really great.
What was also great was a chance to get away from Camp Hale and the reminder that they were getting shipped off to war after training was complete.
We were allowed to go on leave every other weekend. Unlike most military, our passes would start on, when did they start? Friday night. Friday night, so that because it was so remote. And at first, Leadville, though it was the closest big town, was off limits because the ladies of the evening were there. And then they finally lifted that restriction as long as we didn't go on certain streets.
Once training was complete, the 10th Mountain Division was sent to Italy, where they won a crucial battle at Riva Ridge, leading to a successful campaign across Italy, eventually causing the German forces occupying the area to surrender.